Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Tanya Radha Tunisa. The student number 2034-6207 from Network Security Class A. Today I would like to present the result of Practical Season 3, which focus on the Instruction Detection System or IDS. Without further ado, let's begin the presentation. Before starting the instruction detection system configuration, I first install Port Sentry, which is a host-based intrusion detection tool used to detect port scanning activities. After the installation was complete, I verified the IP address of the client machine using the IPA command. This step is important because the IP address will be used as the target for connectivity testing, rather for intrusion detection. Next, I open the configuration file of Port Sentry and start the Port Sentry service. After that, I check its status using the systemctl status Port Sentry command to make sure the service was running successfully. As shown on the screen, the service status is active running, which means Port Sentry has been started correctly and is ready to monitor the system. Finally, I test the network connectivity from the Windows machine by sending ping request to the Kali Linux IP address 192.168.56.101. The successful reply with no person packet loss confirmed that both devices are connected properly and can communicate with each other. This ensures that the environment is ready for the next stage of the intrusion detection system experiment. Next, I simulate a port scanning attack using Nmap from the Windows machine. I use the command nmap stpn 192.168.56.101, where CT perform a TCP connect scan and PN skips the host discovery process. The scan completes successfully, and also no open ports were found. The scanning activity was enough to test whether percentage could detect a potential intrusion. After the scan was complete, I checked the percentage logs on the Kali Linux machine as shown on the screen. Port Sentry successfully detect multiple TCP scene first scan attempt from the IP address 192.16x.56.1. The trigger true. The trigger is true. Status confirmed the scanning activity was detected. I also use the journalctl command to view the let log entires, confirming that the intrusion detection process worked successfully. Okay, the next part is honeypot with Cowrie. The first step was installing and preparing the Cowrie honeypot environment. Navigate to the slice opt directory and clone the Cowrie repository from GitHub. Since Cowrie had already been installed previously, the system display message indicate the Cowrie and user already exists. After that, I configure the ownership of the Cowrie directory, switch to the Cowrie user, I created Python virtual environment and activate it. This virtual environment provides an isolated environment for running Cori and managing its dependency. Next, I upgrade pip and install all the required Python dependencies using requirement txt. To ensure the Cori could run properly, since the dependencies had already been installed, the system display requirement already satisfied for each packet. After that, I configure the Cori setting by editing the configuration file and then start the Cori service. The message starting Cori confirmed that the honeypot was successfully launched and is now ready to monitor and record incoming. After that, I restart the service and check whether it was listening on the default SSH honeypot using the SSTL and command. The output show the Cori is listening on port 224, which means the honeypot is active and ready to accept incoming connection. Finally, I use the IP command to verify the IP address of the Cori in question. This IP address will be used by another device to connect to the Cori honeypot in the next testing stage. Next, I simulate an SSH connection to the Cori honeypot from my Windows machine using the SSH command on port 2224. After accepting the host key, I logged in the honeypot and entered several random commands to imitate an attacker's behavior. Although the command were invalid, Cori still report every activity performed during the session. After a period of inactivity, the connection was automatically closed. This demonstrates that the honeypot can capture and monitor attacker interaction without exposing the real system. And finally, I verified the activity record by Cori after SSH session. I used the tail command to display the log entire, which showed the SSH connection, the execute command, and response generated by the honeypot. Then I use the grep command to search login attempt. The output confirmed that the login attempt was successfully recorded, including the username used during the session. This demonstrates that Cori can capture and log attacker activities, making it useful for monitoring and analyzing potential security threats. Okay, maybe that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.